One, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. I have to say, out of all the webinars that we've done today, this is the first webinar where there was already like 5 people signed in before we even started. I know you guys are ready. I know you guys are super excited to learn about this topic. This is the new construction and add a level webinar. And I have 2 guys that literally specialize in this space. These guys are like the freaking superheroes in this category. We're excited to dive in with them. We're excited to learn the knowledge that they have and just to hear kind of what's been going on in the markets and where they anticipate things to go. We have so many people tuning in right now. Wow, this is unbelievable. I'm super excited to have all you guys. Hasnain, Roy, how you guys doing today?
Great. Thanks for having us, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's an honor for me. So listen, guys, we're going to get started here within the next 5 minutes. From now until then, we're going to do a little bit of small talk. For my viewers, okay, this is very important, okay? We're going to be doing 2 free giveaways at this live event, okay? So we're going to be doing 2 free giveaways. So it's so important that you pay attention. I'm going to be asking you guys random questions. Whoever answers the question is going to get to win the giveaway. So make sure you're staying on until the end because I'll ask one question in the beginning and then one question at the end. And in addition to that, okay, you guys have the comment section. So make sure you're using that comment section to network with us, to ask us any questions, and to put up any of your thoughts. We will be pulling up some of the comments. So let's go ahead and do this. If you're tuning in right now, let me know where you're tuning in from. So what city are you watching from? Are you watching from New Milford? Are you watching from Jersey City? Are you watching from Hoboken, from Middlesex? Roy, tell us where you're tuning in from.
Washington Township, New Jersey, the home
Washington Township, baby. And Hasnain, where are you tuning in from?
Oradell, New Jersey.
Oh, I thought you said Florida. I was like, oh, my boy.
I wish.
I'm like, why you inside, man? Why you inside, you know?
Yep.
All right, guys. So put it in the comment section. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let's go. Let's get engaged. Let's get active. Let's have some fun here. We got Dan Huey coming from Brooklyn. Shout out New York.
Welcome.
Where are my other commenters? Come on, bring it in. Bring it in. Put it in the comment section. Let me know. There's a little lag time. We got Amy from Montclair. Hello, Amy. I love your profile picture. You shining, girl. All right. Okay, I have to do one thing, and then we will get this started here. Where's this at? All right, we're good. All right, so we got a lot more people commenting. Wow. Gianna's from Tom's River. Hello, Gianna. Thank you for joining us. Facebook user. So someone from Facebook is watching from Fords, New Jersey. Listen, guys, we're super excited to have you. This panel today is going to be a lot of fun. We're literally going to dive into the new construction at-a-level project, okay? So first and foremost, let's go ahead and kind of get started with introductions, gentlemen. We got my man, Roy Temiz. They do Rodani Homes, correct? Yes. And you guys are doing all sorts of massive projects. And I know when you first got started, there were some smaller projects. So please give our audience a brief 60-second introduction. Let us know who you are.
Sure. My name is Roy Temiz. The name of our company is Rodani Homes. Like Eli said, we started off small. We've been in real estate investing now for 5 years. We've done probably about 70 to 80 rehabs right now. We started with light cosmetic rehabs, lipstick on a pig type stuff, moved up to, gut renovations. And we do a mix now of what we can get our hands on, but we do, small, medium rehabs, gut renovations all the way up to add levels and additions. We'll take a small 1,000 square foot ranch, double the square footage. We sometimes expand to the back and getting, anywhere from like an 900 square foot house originally to a 3,000, 3,200 square foot house in areas where it kind of makes sense, where the market will absorb that type of appreciation. So that's kind of what we do. And we do about like 15 to 20 projects a year right now.
That's awesome, man. And you're based, the majority of your projects are in North Jersey, right?
Yeah, majority of our projects are in North Jersey. The bigger ones, like the ones that need a little more attention, a little more hands-on attention, are up in Bergen County, the added levels and additions, and then we'll do some smaller projects in Union County, Passaic, and Essex as well.
Got it. Love it. Thank you for that intro, Roy. And we have Hasnain. I think this is our first live webinar together. So, man, I'm super excited to have you. This is going to be a lot of fun to dive in here with you. Please give our audience a brief 60-second intro of who you are.
So my name is Hassan Nazar. I'm basically a general contractor for 18 years. And my main market, I work for the homeowners, but at the same time, I do also the real estate investments and the same kind of work that Roy defined that. So our main specialty is the additions. So all of my projects either is for homeowner or real estate investments. They are for only additions. We don't do anything else. So that's and we have more focus on the marketplace for Bergen County and better parts of Essex counties. So we start with the additions, and that addition converted into like a new construction. So that's our main model. That's our main specialty on that.
And so that's what you specialize in. So you really don't touch anything else other than that. Is that correct?
If some homeowner called me for a kitchen or a bathroom or siding or roofing, we are not the right fit for that.
I love it. You guys are super niche. That's definitely a specialty. And Hasnain, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard from someone that we both know that you know exactly how many nails need to go into a project before you even start the project.
Yes, exactly.
Listen, guys, this is what we're bringing you. So if you're excited, you're fired up, you're ready to learn about these additions and the new construction, give me a big yes. Put as many yeses as you can in the comment section. Drop it down below. Let's get started. So have you ever been driving before and you've seen those little ranch houses? They're like 900, 1,000 square feet. And then let's say next month you drive by it and half the top is missing. And then another month or two, you drive back by and there's like a whole nother story above it. And you're like, what the heck happened? Who's doing this stuff? Well, that's these two guys here that are doing projects just like that. So gentlemen, can you guys kind of take me back to what you were doing before you got into your first, bigger addition? What was your business like? Were you in the fix and flips, or was the big addition like your first big fix and flip ever? So talk to me about kind of the beginning and how you got started with it. We'll go ahead and start off with Roy.
Yeah, sure. So, like I said, we started in 2015, and I was really, really just wet behind the ear, especially on the construction part. I really knew very, very little about the construction part. So we bought a house, and the first house we had basically a general contractor do all the work. That's kind of how we got started, and we did a few projects like that, kind of get our feet wet. And then I actually had a great deal on a cape that kind of fit the model of an added level. And at the time, I didn't really know what an added level was. I didn't really know what went into it. And I had the idea of just basically doing a gut renovation to the house, which I was probably going to spend on that house, like doing the interior and exterior, somewhere between $110,000, $120,000 at my cost at the time. So then I partnered up with a buddy of mine. He was doing these big added levels and these big, pop the top type renovations. It was Gabe Da Silva, a little shout out to him. And we JV'd on a deal together, and he had already had the process. He'd done a bunch of them. And he said, why don't we partner up on this deal? You'd probably want to learn the process also. So I had the house, he had the experience and the knowledge. So he basically took on the cost of the renovation and the scope of the renovation. And he said, let's spend a little bit more money into it. So his cost were at that time, which is a lot different than today, I think, it was like $150,000, $160,000. Wow. And your ARV is almost $100,000 more than that. So I was going to spend $120,000, but spending that extra $20,000, $30,000, or $40,000 would have gotten us an ARV of $100,000 more. So that just opens up a lot of things for you when you unfold that, because now you got another tool in your arsenal belt of getting into a rehab that you can do the inside and the outside, or completely blow it out and do almost like a brand new build, because these things come out like new construction homes.
Right.
So once I did that with him, then I kind of like took the reins and did the next project. It wasn't exactly a full on ad level, but it was a smaller addition. It was like, let's say like a 300 square foot addition on the second floor, but a full interior gut everywhere else, which is almost like the same exact process of an ad level, because you're basically gutting the entire house and starting from scratch at that point. And then I made a ton of mistakes on that project.
Yeah.
You know, I was in that project when I did it myself after the project that I did with Gabe. I was in that project for about a year. I should have probably been in it no more than 6 months. I spent probably close to $200,000 on that project. I probably shouldn't have spent more than like $150,000, $160,000 on that project at that time. But the one thing that saved me was the market was doing this, you know, it was steadily going. And that time, that extra time spent actually was in my favor, because when the market started doing this, it was like 500, 499. I ended up selling that house for well over that. So it actually ended up working out, but that's kind of how I got into it. And then once I started getting the kinks out of that project, I did the next one on my own, started having a little bit less mistakes. And then the one after that, it was just, you know, and the one after that, it was just like clockwork. And it's just putting the right people in at the right time, and putting in the right trades at the right time, ordering the materials, and getting everybody working down the line.
Well, I mean, we definitely want to know one or two of the big mistakes that you learned from that first deal where you overspent and you spent an additional 6 months. I'm sure just going through the learning experience of it all. So would you be able to share one or two of those big gold nuggets that you learned from that project?
Oh, yeah. There was a ton. So there's a lot to choose from. Don't use the cheapest guys. Don't use the cheapest laborers, right? I went through probably 3 plumbers on that house before I found the right one. I went through like 3 different drywall guys on that house before I found the right one. That project really helped me develop a crew of people that I can rely on. And it helped me understand how to choose the right laborers and choose the right people, and the whole process, like ordering materials, knowing what to order when. So yeah, I made a ton of mistakes choosing the wrong people and not being able to get my timelines correct. Like I would be done with one trade and then order materials for the next trade, instead of the other way around, order materials for that next trade before you're done with the trade before.
Right.
You know, things like that. It will save a lot of time. That's why I went over budget and I went over time. Those were some of the mistakes. Yeah.
I love it, man. It's being vulnerable. It's sharing the truth, which not many people are doing. So Roy, I appreciate you for that,
Absolutely.
man.
Absolutely.
All right, Hasnain, so you have did you get started as a general contractor? Like that's been the gig since day one?
Exactly. Yeah. So
go ahead.
I'm a general contractor for 18 years. So I define all those processes for the construction. So the management part was not an issue for me. I got the teamwork as well. But in real estate investment, I partner up with Glenn Gallucci on a deal, and we did add a level for a Cape Cod again, and we actually made it a nice product in there. But my takeaway on that was that that was my first real estate investment. So based on the ARV, I actually spent a little bit more, which was needed over there. So that's why I learned, don't spend over too much on that. But I was trying to like make it better and better and better. But that was a little mistake that we did over there.
I love it. So one of the big things that I kind of took away from both you guys is that, like, in the very beginning, you guys both partnered up with someone who had experience over something that you may have been lacking, right? For Roy, it was he partnered up with someone who had the whole operations in place when it came to doing the addition. And for Hasnain, he partnered up with another very local, very honest guy, the peak Glenn Gallucci.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you guys partnered up in the beginning, which is awesome. So Hasnain, when you did that partnership, how did you structure it? Because I know you're a contractor. Was he more of the financing, and like he's also a contractor too? So how did you guys handle that part of it?
That was a JV with Glenn, and Glenn is a super nice, awesome guy, and he got the deal. So then I put money in a little bit, and he got all the the numbers with him. I provided him the number for the air the repairs on that and the adding a level on that, and that's how we proceed on that.
I love it, man. Okay, so this is great. So for anyone who's like brand new, what do you guys think? Like, what should be their thinking process when it comes to doing an addition? Like, how do you know we're looking at this property? Should we do an addition or should we not? How do we know when it makes sense to do an addition? What's your guys' process for, doing the addition? We'll start off with Hasnain.
So from my point of view, I think when you start looking like any property qualifies for the additions only in that terms that the property is a crappy condition. So no matter what happens, we're gonna tear down everything, just retaining the at least like 3 or 4 exterior walls. If you're not doing the addition at the back side or at the front side, because at the end you're gonna make it all open layout. When you double the square footage, naturally you change the whole layout on the first floor as well. So everything gonna be new on that. So that was the first thing on that, and it's more and more likely to we should go towards the for the ranch houses, and then the second option is like a Cape Cod. So the main thing is that if you have a more square footage on the first floor, then you're lucky. Then because you're not stepping into a new foundation area, because just doubling the square footage, you're gonna get what you need on that. So you're gonna be ending with spending a less little amount. That you can skip all the foundation work from there.
So what you just said was that. So why is it that you would choose, or why is it more standard to do a ranch over a Cape Cod for the additions?
Because in ranch they're gonna only include so everything based on the count. In ranch you're gonna have the square footage only for the first floor.
Right.
So because that square footage that you're gonna use, but in Cape Cod, they also gonna use the square footage for the second level, which is from me is just rubbish. You're not gonna use that. Let's suppose if your Cape Cod is 1,500, so you may gonna go up for 2,200 if you're not putting any new foundation. But in ranch, if you have like 1,000 square footage on the first floor, you literally can convert it into a 2,200, which is like more than double the square footage.
Yep.
So using the forced appreciation in the asset. In terms of Cape Cod, it's not that much square footage going to be increasing on that.
Wow, that's very tactical. I appreciate that. So for Roy, what's your process for determining like, hey, this is a great property to do the add a level to? How do you verify that?
Yeah, very similar. I mean, obviously, first of all, the location has to be right. You got to be able to. The area has to be able to absorb the ARVs that you're reaching for. So that's number one. Number two, yeah, it's just really, really highly distressed properties. So properties that you'd have to change out the roof anyways. You'd have to change out the siding. The walls are all shot, so you have to rip them all down. The plumbing is probably not in the best shape. The electrical is not in the best shape. So it's really. We're looking for capes and ranches that are in full gut conditions anyway. So you'd have to go in there and rip everything out anyways. So when you're doing that, you really you have one of two choices really. Either you keep the footprint and you're doing all new electrical, all new plumbing, all new siding, all new roofing, and possibly framing anyways, or you do that and then you just take the top off and you build up anyways. So the latter, obviously, if you're doing all that work, it just makes a lot more sense. So look, I'll give you an example. We, in the past, it was like a couple of years ago, we had a cape that we bought. We bought it at the right price to do an add a level. It was in the right location. The only thing was we bought it so well that the price was so well and the condition of the property was so well that it didn't really make sense to destroy it and rip everything apart. We bought it at a price and in a condition that you can just go in there and change out the kitchens, change out the baths, paint the house, and now you're done in like a 2-month renovation time period rather than a 6 or 7 month renovation time period.
Wow.
And you just have to weigh each option. I mean, every house is its own animal. That one was like a little bit different, but it's really, really easy to go into a property and know that it's fully distressed and that everything needs to be changed out anyways. So why not add that extra square footage on that property at that point?
That makes so much sense. You guys explained that beautifully. So when it comes to the contracting aspect of thing, right? Because you guys are just over here saying, blow off the top, like it's super easy, the frame and all stuff. but these things require, special guys to be able to get stuff like that done. Now, Hasnain, you've been a general contractor for years, and Roy, you have, hired guys like Hasnain. So let me ask you, gentlemen, what do you guys think are some of the main characteristics that you look for, when you're looking for subs, or when you're for Roy, like when you're looking for GC, when you're looking for these quality guys to be able to help you deliver the product that you want to deliver? What are these main characteristics that you look for within people that you're getting ready to hire? We'll start off with Roy.
Sure. Yeah. So just for one, we are now our own GCs, so we have our own home improvement license, and we run our own subs now. And especially on the big projects, I'd rather take control and run our own subs, and take control of that aspect, because it just makes it, I wouldn't say it makes it easier, but it makes it more manageable. And what I look for in people is, for example, like framers, I want people that are going to be there on the site, not just someone that's getting quotes and sending their guys, and they're not on top of it. I want my tile guys to be laying tile. I want my floor guys to be laying floor. I want to see them on the job site. I want to see their passion for the work, and I want to see reliable people. That's how I choose my people. One of the first questions I ask people when I hire new people, now we kind of have our own crews, are kind of like go-to guys. So we've built that over the last few years. But I'll ask them, like, are you going to be doing the work? Are you going to be laying the tile? Or are you going to be laying the floor? And one of the reasons I ask them that is those types of people are going to be a lot more efficient because it's their business. They're going to be on top of it. B, it's going to be a lot less of a cost, because a lot of times they're doing the labor and they're not counting their own labor, right? They're not just some guys that are middlemen and hiring other guys. And C, like they're also going to have a lot more passion for their work, because that's their job, that's their business, that's their career, that's their craft. Right. So those are the types of people that we like to work with.
I love it. All right, guys, we're going to do our first giveaway right here, right now. What is this giveaway? This giveaway is a free 30 minutes. You know what I can do in 30 minutes? 30-minute phone call with my man, Roy Temiz. He will literally hop on the phone and discuss whatever you want to discuss. If it's a project that you're looking at, if it's construction issues, whatever it is, he's going to hop on the phone and discuss it with you guys. This phone call is literally worth millions, especially if you ask him valuable questions. Now, the way to win this giveaway is you got to answer this question in the comment section. The first person that gets it right wins the giveaway. If none of you guys get the question right, I can't do the giveaway. All right. So the question is this: when you're going to be hiring subs, what's the number one question that Roy asked these subs? What's the question that Roy asked the subs? Put it in the comment section. First person that gets it wins. Andrew says, Roy Temiz, what's up, bro?
What's up, Andrew?
This guy says these guys dropping value. All right. So the question is what's the question that Roy asks every subcontractor before he hires them? Put it in the comment section. All right, we're going to go to Hasnain, and once someone answers that, I'll pull it up. So Hasnain, what are the characteristics that you look for in the guys that you're hiring, especially since you've been doing this for years, man? I'm sure you got this down to a T. What's your process when it comes to hiring someone? Can you hear me, Hasnain?
Yeah, I think my net is just making the best. Just give me 1 sec on that.
Yep, take your time. Oh, by the way, Daniel Huey won this.
Can you hear me now? I think my net is making a problem on that.
Yeah, Hasnain,
are you good now?
I can hear you. Good. You hear me, Hasnain? Daniel Huey, you won this one as well.
Are we good?
You won a lot today, Daniel. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a message, Dan. I'm going to connect you to Roy so you guys can set up your phone call. Dan's a good guy. He's got some properties in Jersey City.
Cool.
All right. So Dan Huey's the winner. All right. So we'll wait for Hasnain to join us back.
Did we just lose
so, Roy, would you be able to tell us a quick war story of someone that you hired, of a sub that went bad?
Oh man, there's probably so many of those. I gotta say, like one of the first the rehabs with the add levels or additions that we did, like those drywall guys. I just didn't hire the right people, and I had they
But you went to 3 of them.
I remember. Here's what happened. I hired the cheapest person, right?
Right.
I hired you so cheap. I ran the deal so good that they didn't make money on it, obviously, and they really wanted the work, but they were done like halfway through, and they just left because there just wasn't enough money in it for them, and they weren't really like drywall guys. They were just laborers, that wanted the job, and that was bad on me for hiring them. I should have hired real drywall professionals. So they left. Then I hired somebody else. Again, I made the same mistake. I didn't hire a drywall guy. I hired another laborer that does everything. Whoever tells you they do everything in construction, when they say they do everything, be very wary of that.
Right.
We like, especially for add levels, we like to hire tradesmen that is their craft. Like the tile guy, he only does tiles. The drywall guy, he only does drywall. The flooring guy, he only does flooring. The painter will only paint. So I made a lot of those mistakes hiring the guy that says, "Oh yeah, I could do everything. I could do everything." Usually those guys can do everything, but they don't do everything very well.
Man, that's major value there. All right, Hasnain, you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, sorry about
right?
Yeah, I'm good.
I say you even look brighter now. It's amazing.
Really? That's the
All
thing.
right,
So nothing has changed. Don't worry about that.
So Hasnain, tell me about your process when it comes to just hiring guys and expanding the team, bringing new guys on. What are some of the things that you look for when you're getting ready to hire someone?
So my main priority is I mostly use subs. I have very little crew that I use for my own on there, because then I have more control on that and less liability. The other thing is that when I hire a sub, so the most important thing is that what actually he does. Means if he only do the tile work, then I'm gonna hire him. If he say, "Oh, I can do everything," that means he's a jack of all. It's not my guy.
He was listening.
So that means, like, if a person say, "Oh, I can do the siding, I can do the roofing, I can do the drywall, I can do the framing," okay, that's enough. So I only hire the guy who only do the roofing or only do the siding. So that's our guy. That's my main first qualifying question on that.
Yes. Do you specialize? Because if you don't specialize, you're not interested.
Yeah, now you know how true that is, because
2 guys just said it and they won't even listen to
when
each
you
other.
were gone, I just said the same exact thing. So that's really true. Yeah. And I made a lot of mistakes like that in the beginning with guys.
Yeah, me too.
So but you guys
we can do this, we can do this, but at the end of the day, when you're not gonna see any perfection in there. That's gonna be okay, but that's not gonna be perfection in there.
So you guys have bigger operations, where you guys, I'm sure, can provide much more business to specialty guys. And so for someone who's brand new, right? Do you also recommend that they find someone who's specialized, or would it be better just to kind of GC out your first one and give it to a contractor who has access to the specialty type people? What would you guys recommend?
So I personally think it depends on your experience of the building part of the construction piece. If you have, very little, I had 0 experience when I started, so it wouldn't make sense for me to run subs and run, laborers, because I had no idea how the process worked. So my only choice was to hire a GC in the beginning. And then once I got the process down and I knew exactly which piece goes where, when, then it's much better to run the subs yourself, in my opinion. I still see a lot of investors that are building big houses, bigger than I am, that are running GCs. So that formula works also. I mean, I think it's personal comfort or personal preference. I just feel like, I think Hasnain does also, when we run subs, we have a little more control over the process and how things happen throughout the building.
I get it. All right. So we got a question here. This is actually where I'm getting into. So someone asked, as a new real estate investor looking at potential properties, how do I do ballpark estimates for additions? What's your guys' process when it comes to estimating an addition? Is it like a set thing? Do you have to go there? Talk to me about that. We'll start with Hasnain.
So when we talk about like additions, when I see, like I explained before on that, when we're gonna do the additions, it's let's suppose if you're keeping the same footprints over there, so I assume that everything needs to gut it out. If you're not doing that means that's not the right choice, because if you buy a property which already have like a better um remodel area on the first floor, that means you already paid for that, and then you're gonna demo and redo it, because that doesn't make any sense that you got the new floor on the second floor and not having on the first floor. So whenever you said, okay, we are doing for the addition or whatever, you need to consider that you need to do the work or update everything in the house. So that's gonna come up on exactly on that. So if so, that's a different formula. Like if we talk about there is no new footprint, so you're gonna calculate all the square footage on the first floor and the second floor. So that should be the main thing on that. And it means even if I see, okay, there is no any kind of existing footing problems in there, so that formula fits for almost everything based on the size of the property. So it's more kind of that.
And is there like a typical number? So let's say you were to do an addition and add, 1,000 square foot. Is there like a rough number that you would follow, assuming that you're not going to be, doing anything too crazy other than just a standard addition?
You means 1,000 square footage on the second floor?
Yeah, so like the first floor is 1,000, and you're taking off the top and adding another 1,000 to the top.
So the total may be 2,000 or 2,200 kind of thing. So you can say that like 90, 100 bucks per square feet on that. But I'm going to include the whole first floor and the second floor in the numbers.
Got it.
And secondly, it's going to be different if you are doing a 4,000 square foot house. So the more the square footage, the lesser will be the price. So the lesser the square footage that you're doing, it will be more price on that.
Yep. That's awesome. All right. Thanks, Hasnain. Roy, for you?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Roughly, we've never, just like his name, we've never done a second floor addition and kept the first floor and just done an addition on the second floor. So we rip everything apart. So we basically build and start from new. And when you're doing that, I mean, a really simple way, without counting all the nails like Hasnain does, a really simple equation is $90 to $100 a square foot price. That's kind of how we gauge it. So.
Yeah, rough estimate. That's good. So how has ADA levels been over these past few months for you guys? Are these like products that are just flying off the market? Hasnain, are you getting a lot of calls from homeowners about doing these additions right now with where we are in the economy?
Yeah, because there are a number of factors because of that. Now, a little bit the trends is changing. Means people wants to keep their kids with them, or they want to add the family, so they need more space out there. They love their neighborhood. They don't want to leave the neighborhood on that. So that's why more and more homeowners are going towards the additions and remodeling of the house instead of just sell that and buy a new house, because they love the neighborhood on that.
Got it. So you're actually seeing people move in together in essence. Therefore, they need more space.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow, that's a beautiful trend. Thank you, Hasnain. Roy, what about how have the ADA levels in new construction been for you recently?
So pre-COVID, we had projects in the pipeline that we were working on. Fun little fact: Hasnain and I actually have a house going on the same exact street.
On the same street?
Down the street.
And kind of the same timing as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we have
literally maybe 8 houses away from you.
Yeah, it's like 8 houses down. We see each other a couple times. So
oh wow.
Yeah, so we have that project going on. We're almost I'd say we're like 80% done with it. We're gonna we just finished the tiles. We're gonna get the drywall started in there. And we have a project in Teaneck. It's not quite an ADA level. We just did a full gut renovation plus addition. It's like a 300 square foot addition in the back, and we have a project in Washington Township that we're getting close to wrapping up. So once COVID hit, we didn't take on too many more of these bigger type of projects because we just didn't know where the market was going to go with all the uncertainty going on. But now we're kind of now that the market's starting to heat up again, we're we're kind of dipping our toes back into deals and trying to find deals for newer projects. But we definitely have ones that are on our plate right now that we're finishing up, and we're just starting to look for new ones. Yeah.
Man, that's great. So I have a question. I think everybody has a question in regards to. By the way, guys, I have both these gentlemen for like another 8 to 10 minutes. So if you guys have any questions at all, put it in the comment section right now. Post your questions up. I'm going to get them pulled up so we can get them answered for you. And in addition to that, if you've gotten any value so far, please hit like and share. Definitely help us get more people to experience this information and knowledge that these two rock stars are sharing with us. So my question is, there's a lot of talk right now with the economy, with unemployment, with, the commercial industry and all these changes that we are seeing right now. What do you guys think is the best way to position yourself if you're going to be doing ADA levels and let's say the market were to correct? What's the best way to position yourself right now? So even if you are doing ADA levels, you can still win at the end of the day. What do you guys think? We'll start with Hasnain.
So what I would think is the better mark on that is just don't go for more than $1 million on ARV on that. And because I live in Bergen County and work in Bergen County and Essex County as well. So many of the people coming from New York shifting on this side, and Bergen County is hard because of that. So that's in that market. Every market has its own situation, but I think it's better to do that. But just I think it shouldn't be more than $1 million as of now.
So what you're saying is it's important to stay underneath a certain price range, and the price range that is typically safe is anything under $1 million.
Yeah, because very frankly, we don't know what's going to happen in the winters and the first quarter of 2021.
Right.
So just to be on safe side means $1 million is a target to come up on that. I think ARV shouldn't be more than $1 million on that as of this time.
I love that. It's a very conservative answer. I appreciate that. Roy, what about for you?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. Even pre-COVID or before this, our price targets are really maximum like $799. We don't really go for deals that are much higher than that. I think there's a big buying pool up to those price points in Bergen County, and I definitely would stay within that range. And look, I hate to. I don't want to steer people away from this. This strategy, because it is a strategy that really works, and you can make you can really make big profit dollars doing the ADA level model. But I would encourage people to maybe start with something a little bit lighter before they delve into a bigger ADA level model, because it's more costly. It's more time consuming. You're holding the property for a lot longer. So depending on how your cost of capital is, whether you're using your own money or using hard money, that can weigh a big difference on the profit dollars at the end also. So if you haven't had experience, and again, I don't want to steer people away from it because it is a strategy that does work, but I would delve a little bit deeper into, like a lighter rehab or a medium rehab, and then work your way up. That's what I did, and that's the only thing that I can recommend. And just finish the project as quickly as possible. Like you said, Eli, you don't know where the market's going to turn. That's why I've been a little hesitant picking up newer ADA level projects. If it's in an area that we know really well and a price point that we're comfortable with, we'll go for it. But even going on to new markets or new towns that we haven't been to before, I'm still a little bit hesitant on picking up new projects. So those are kind of a couple of things that we're doing to mitigate risk.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. I know for both of you guys have done partnerships in your past. So if anyone was interested in either partnering up with a good GC or learning the process of ADA levels, do you guys offer or would you guys entertain anything like that?
I would entertain it if somebody brought me a deal, and they want to maybe put some capital into it and kind of learn the process as they go along. I'm always open to things like that. So if somebody has something, shoot it up on like Facebook or Instagram, and definitely we could talk there.
Well, we'll definitely do the we'll do the name and phone number giveaway here in a minute. So slow your roll, slow your roll. All right, Hasnain, what about you?
Yeah, same here. Means if the deal works, number works, and they got the deal, and giving them all the process and everything and all the teamwork, so that works for that.
Love it, guys. All right, so here we go. We got some questions, guys. If you guys got any questions, let's start rolling them. Put it in the comment section now. Let's get these questions answered. Okay, first question here. Jin Woo says, would you add a second level in an A/B class area where many homes are a single story? So let's say we got a B class area and the majority of the homes there are single story. Okay, I get the question. Let's say you got an area, let's say it's a B class area, majority of homes are ranches there. Would you do an outer level there?
Yes, if you got the comps over there.
So what comps are you looking for? Because based off the question, okay, so you're looking for colonial then.
Yeah.
So you're not looking for other ranch comps. You're looking to see if there are any colonials.
Yes.
And let's say hypothetically speaking, there are no colonials.
Then don't go for it.
Don't do it.
You really never want to be the first one on the street that's building the ad level.
Don't become a guinea pig.
We've done it before, but it's also been in towns that we've done ad levels in. Maybe that section of town didn't have it, but 5-10 minutes away, we've done one. So we felt comfortable enough to do it. But yeah, I wouldn't go for it if there's nothing else. If everything else is a ranch around, yeah, I just wouldn't go for it.
Now, what about in an A area, like a really high income, really desirable area, and let's say everything there is a ranch, and maybe let's say there's like 40 ranches and like 2 to 3 colonial. Would you do it then?
Just wait to pass the COVID thing.
Wait till the COVID passes and then do it.
Don't take risk as of this time. We don't know what's gonna happen on that.
That's very true. All right, I got time for one more question. So let's do this question here. So Dan asked, do hard money lenders use the 65 to 70% model for ADA levels? First and foremost, will someone be able to explain the 65 to 70% model first? Roy or Hasnain, whoever wants to take it.
Yeah, 65 to 70 cents is basically all you do is you take your ARV number and you multiply it by 0.65 or 0.70, and you get your all-in cost. So let's say it's the 65-cent model. You'll take your 500 or 599 ARV, multiply it by 0.65, and whatever you get, that number should be your buy-in and your renovation cost. And hard money lenders do the 65-cent to 70-cent model, but I think a lot of them are doing it for investors. And don't quote me on this, but I think a lot of them are doing it for investors that are experienced right now in that type of build. So I don't know if it's something on that right now.
So Hasnain, quick question for you. I know you said that the majority of your clients are homeowners that are doing these additions right now. Would you say that you have to do a lot of marketing to get that, or is it mainly like a referral based kind of business in terms of how you generate clients for that?
Yeah, we does marketing a lot. It's not like a little bit, it's a lot. So we generate business more than online from that.
Got it. So you guys are doing marketing to find these people, and you have your pitch or your offer, and if they're interested, they call you. That's interesting, man. That's good info. All right, guys, it's 3:30. We have literally spent near 45 minutes with these two guys. I've learned so much personally on this call. The construction space is one of those things that everyone just slightly talks about, but as I'm sure both of you can attest, once you're in it, there's so many moving parts. And if you can just figure out how to really master them and master your mind and really become a success in that process, it can be worthwhile, especially if you dedicate yourself to it. And so I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time, for joining us. You guys have some fun today with me?
Absolutely, always. Yeah. Always good time. Thanks for having me, Ron.
Listen, guys, if you guys got any value from this, if you like this at all, please like and share this with your friends. Final question is, if anybody was interested in just staying up to date with your story, or maybe they wanted to get in touch with you, maybe they had a deal that they wanted to present to you guys, what's kind of the best way for people to follow your journey and to stay in touch with you? What's the best way? Roy, we'll start with you.
Yeah, you can just find me on Facebook, Roy Temiz, Roytemiz, and then same on Instagram. I have the same handle. So if you shoot me a message there, I try to get to everybody. Yeah, it's the easiest way.
By the way, I put both you guys on my story, so I better get a repost. Hasnain?
Yeah, same here. I'm on Facebook and Instagram with the same name, Hassan Nazar. So just text me on the Facebook on that, and I'll respond on that.
Really good guys to get to know. I appreciate you, gentlemen. This has been a blast for me. So thank you, and thank you for all the viewers for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. All right, peace.
Thank you. Thank you.